Okay, awesome. Are we hearing me? Testing 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give me a thing. Am I seeing you guys? Let's go. I see myself. Do you guys hearing me? Let me see if I want to unmute myself.
I see myself.
Yeah. Okay, I see myself. All right, it's good. All right, we're all good. Let me just adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. Okay, get the door out of the way. Hey guys. Good morning. So much cool stuff going on here. Clear and sound. Okay, we can hear me. I'm twisting around here. I'm in Jersey today. They're taking down a tree in my house, so there might be like a lot of noise in the background. The dogs may be barking. Doesn't matter. Trades are popping off. I did a little bit of pre-live trading here. I took the black to kind of green trade in Nas after the news. There was a very, very clean black to green. This is a black triangle. It's a reversal triangle followed by a trend triangle. Oh no, sorry. Never mind. That would have been a good trade, but I took the double blacks. 1, 2, double tap over here right before the news. News comes out. We kind of flip around. I could have taken this trade over here, but I got distracted. That would have been another 100 points over here. Then I did take the reversal trade over here, which was nice. S&P, I took a trade, a double red over here that worked out. Now I'm just kind of waiting. And then the gold was a very, very clean little double tap on the blacks. So there's 2 blacks over here. I took the short over here in gold. And now I'm just kind of, twiddling my thumbs, waiting to see what else is going on. I'm looking at the S&P right now. This is, I guess, a triple red, right? I guess this could be a legit S&P. So let's see if this thing stays red, we're gonna try and sell this, because it's at trend level. It's the third red, not a second red, but it's good enough that it's kind of reaffirming the downward trend right now. So I will take it for a short if it pops up. I put up my my rules up here, the BK Scalper rules, which is the regular rules, and then in parentheses are Boris's rules. This is what I'm trading, which is a little bit shorter time targets. Oops, no reds over here. Oh, let me see. Did it pop? Yeah, I guess it did pop. Selling. Okay, man, it was like the candle's been like at the very last second either switch on and off. So I've been very, very careful because I got faked out a couple of times by the candle. So short here at 64.50, targeting 63.50, stop at 66.50. We got 10 minutes to the open. We'll see if I get some continuity to the downside over here. On the move, I know it's a pre-market trade, and it's a small trade. I don't care. I'm taking the setup because I want you guys to see the setup in as clean a way as possible. And I'm doing it on my way, which is just one point target, 2 point stop. The more elongated, the richer way of taking it is 2 point target, 4 point stop. I'll leave it up to you. One of the things that I'm really discovering as I trade, live with you guys so much, is just how much, how personal trading is. For some, I'm tapped out on the early morning. It was middling trade at best, and no biggie. We'll set it up as things clean up a little bit better. There is a better trade here in gold. It's a black to green as gold starts to rally. So I will take the gold trade here if it stays green. This S&P trade was just and if I had a 2-4 stop, I probably could have survived this trade, but I don't care. I'd rather have more stops and less volatility. And this is just my own personal desire. Just watching the gold here to make sure I got the green. Okay, gold, long gold here. 74.50 is the target. 74.5 is the target. 71.5 is the stop. 73.5 is the entry. Let's see if gold takes us to profit here. This is my classic reversal signal, continuation signal, right? Black to green. We're up above the big trend. Let me get big gold here. We can just watch the whole trade in its full glory. 74.5. All right, you know what? I'll take the 70 points here on the trade just to make ourselves feel better off the little clip over here. And then I think it looks like it extends a little bit. So very quick, clean trade. Nice and easy on the gold, and we'll come back and watch Nasdaq and everything else as our main trades. I'm going to get rid of the execution labels because they are annoying, and then we'll just watch my trades in real time as they develop without the execution labels. We can go through them a little bit later. I'm working with a smaller screen here because I'm in Juris, not on the big screen, and I want to preserve the space. It gets very, very cluttered and a little bit ugly here. I wonder if I could do this. I could scrunch this and go up and down. Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, somebody told me I could use the keys, right? So this is S&P. This is Nasdaq. So we keep S&P and Nasdaq, and then we can go to gold and look at gold. Gold, by the way, it looks like it would have fully hit my target. So that was good. I took 70 points on that versus 100 points, but it still worked out nicely. How's everybody doing? Give me a hi. Let me know where you guys are from. This is the last day I'm doing live with you guys for a week because we're off to Melbourne. We're going to Melbourne, Australia, Kay and I, for a week. I'm traveling the lovely 24-hour leg, 12 hours to Doha and then 12 hours from Doha this weekend. So I'm going to be just the most pleasant person in the world after this. But we're going to be there for a week. We're going to do a couple of lives from, not like live trades because it's the other end of the world, but we're going to do a couple of lives over there, including like I think a upcoming year in preview, Kathy's macro calls for next year. So come join us. It'll be a lot of fun. Where's everybody coming to me from? I see a lot of Americans. I see some people from Africa. Where else are we here? Give me some locales. We got 10 minutes to the open. I did 2 trades with you and about 5 trades beforehand. Let's see if we can do 5, 6 trades in this live, my final live over here with you guys. Poland. Well, I wasn't in Poland, Mark. Oh my God, who's in Melbourne? Chris. Oh, you're a maniac. What time is it in Melbourne right now? What the fuck is it? Let me see. It is 12:22 a.m. It's after midnight. Wow. Nice. Istanbul, Turkey, another great place I definitely want to visit. The food, I watch the YouTube food on Turkey, like salivating every time, like the most amazing street food there is. I'd so want to go there. And Poland, I definitely want to go to Poland. I was in Prague this summer. I got to tell you, the coolest place on earth right now, the coolest place on earth is Prague. Literally everybody there. It makes New York look like a little village as far as nightlife. It was so much fun. What a great, great place that was. Great visit. I highly recommend. And Brazil. How do you say welcome in Portuguese? What's the Portuguese version of bienvenido? Philippines, very nice. It's awesome, man. You guys are coming to me from the other end of the world. You're all absolute degenerate traders. Up at all hours of the night, come trading with us. Market's kind of coming down a little bit. So, what time is it? 9? Oh, it's not even open yet. It's 9:25. So we're selling off. News today was interesting, kind of actually positive news against what was yesterday pretty much a negative background. We sold off hard yesterday. Today, Tesla came out with a strong beat. But, I looked at the Tesla beat, and it's kind of a bullshit beat. Their organic business, which is selling cars, only came, rose by about 2%. A huge part of their profit came from basically environmental credits, which is just a bullshit, bullshit money that other companies pay them because they don't have polluting cars. Just don't even get me started on that little bullshit accounting gimmick. The one thing that was kind of positive on Tesla is their energy piece seemed to come up. I think they're definitely working hard on getting batteries as a source of energy for housing. That could be a really interesting business going forward. But overall, I didn't think it was Tesla did better than expected, but it certainly wasn't like everybody in the world is going out there buying Teslas. It'd be interesting to see how the electric car business goes forward. I'm actually curious. Anybody have? Let's talk a little bit about. I'm just curious. This is going to be an off-topic poll number, but let's talk about it. Do you drive? I expect less than 10% of people to tell me to be a yes to this answer. Do you drive an EV? Let me know in the polls. I'm curious. Who drives electric cars and who's driving ICEs still, as far as cars. But what I was going to say is there's no doubt that electric cars, just like computers and everything else that is electronic, are coming down in price. Like they're just brutally cost efficient, right? because they're basically computers on wheels. So as you lower the cost of battery production, you pretty much lower the cost of the car. So I think it'll be interesting to see, if there's a $25,000 EV that goes 0 to 50 in 2 seconds faster than a Lamborghini, they can also haul, a family of 6. It's going to be hard to see how the ICE is going to compete against that. So, I'll be curious to see if that, if that proceeds going forward. Sorry guys, I'm trying to put my bracelets on, and my hand just got all jammed up here. So there we go. See, I'm just watching markets. We got 4 minutes to the open. No signals from me on anything, so we're just totally chilling and willing. A couple of things I want to tell you. All right, so let me put up a couple of free links. Oh, Jesus Christ! Sorry, guys. All right, you know what? Screw this. We'll put this away and do this later. 91% no. As I said, 10%. That's what I thought. Red in Nasdaq, which is the first red, if it holds. Then if you get a second red, we'll short Nasdaq. I don't want to tell you. Oh, my free prop guide, putting up there. That's a 60-page guide to prop trading. Feel free to download that anytime you like. Be my guest. Tonight, I'm doing a free webinar on my big robot trader, which is really a lot of fun. I've actually stole half this. I basically appropriated a lot of our scalping techniques into my robot. It's going to be really interesting. And I'm happy to invite you. Almost everybody's already gotten the link, but let me just get it for you right now. Let me find it for you. Just one sec. Where is this? We have like almost 1,000 people attending, but let me. Here we go. Just one sec. Copy link address. I'm going to put this in here so you guys can. If you haven't registered for the ODP webinar, please do so. Here you go. I'm giving you the direct link. Okay. Watching markets. Okay, so single red triangle in Nasdaq. We get a double red, which is what we call a double tap, a confirmation of a downward trend. I'm going to short Nasdaq. S&P also below the 200 SMA, so it's lower on the day. We got 1 minute to go to the open here. 29 and 20 seconds, 40 seconds. Let's see what happens. Open is notoriously volatile. First 5 minutes, you should really not be trading. If I'm going to be trading, you take the risk that you can in this. Let me see if I can scroll through here. So this is, oh man, look at that nice. Gold has just been a beautiful black to green trade. We could have made another 10 points in gold, but I just wasn't watching it. It's okay. I'm focused on the open of the equities right now. Let's see what happens here. Oh, thank you. Great simplification by Nate Higgins. I'm definitely going to listen to that podcast. Oh, the BFF indicator right over here. I'm giving you the link to try out the indicator so you can trade it, because obviously, hopefully, you guys are seeing how well it's doing. Let me do the auto. Oh man, look at this! Look at this. The downward move is so much that it's pulling prices off my charts here. We just dropped like 10 points on the open here. All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see if this is a sell, retrace, sell, or where this is just sell into the bottom, and then we're going to do a V-shaped bottom. Let's see what the market gods want to bring us. You know what I'm going to do? Okay, hang tight. I'm gonna I'm going to put gold on my other screen so I can watch it out of the corner of my eye, because if I don't watch gold at the same time, it becomes a problem. So I'm going to give gold the full scope here, and we'll just watch it out of the corner of my eye on the other side of the screen. See what I can do. Gold has got a black green. By the way, in trend, gold is a really good example of this. Well, while this is kind of putzing around, let's take a look at gold for just 1 second on full screen mode. When you're in trend, right? And in trend means you're above trend. The black to green interchange tends to be a black to red exchange. Either way, whether you're uptrend or downtrend, tends to be look at how many good quality trades there are. Now, it doesn't mean that it's always going to work. So, like, for example, this one misses, but like if I'm going to mark it up, if I would just sort of mark it up as winning trades to losing trades, like this was okay. Let's look at this. Let's start over here. Winning trade, right? Winning trade. Winning trade. Let me see if this was right. This is 50.3, and it comes all the way down to no. Maybe this was a losing trade. It's 50.3, comes down to 48, 48.5. Yeah, probably losing trade over here, but winning trade over here. Winning trade over here. This one is on a downtrend, so it definitely was a losing trade. But then another winning trade here. So we have. I'll mark the losing trades in just 1 second. I just want to show you how many winning trades there are relative to the losing trades. This is why I really love this the setup. So here are the X's. So this was losing trade, and I'm not sure if this was a losing trade or not. No, this was a losing trade. This was a losing trade, right? This was a losing trade. So you're talking about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 2, right? Net 2 positive on this as you're trading, and then there's actually probably more. So if you're 6-2, 7-2, you're doing really well on these things. You actually this would have been 7-2 right over here. Really, once you get a nice clean trend, the black to green or the black to red really works very well, right? Right now, getting yet another reversal signal in gold, coming back to possibly green. Nothing else is going on over here in stocks, so we don't have any signals. But yeah, if you're trading something that is a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, but it's a 7 to 2 trade, 8 to 2 trade, you're doing great. Even if it's a 6 to 2 trade, you're still net positive. And remember that if you have a little bit of balls and are willing to assume a little bit more risk, and you'll come listen to my ODP webinar today, and I'll show you how that's possible. If you're a 7 to 2 trade and you're willing to repair the loss, in other words, you're going to go double the size on your loss, that becomes a 6 to 1 trade. Instead of a 7 to 2 trade, meaning you're net 5 positive, net 4 positive on your R's, whatever your risk parameter is. So it becomes really easy to constantly grow your P&L during the day, which is how you get funded on prop. I talked about my friends at Apex. Let me put up the link for them. Where am I? This one? Oh, it's a ticker. Sorry. Okay. Here, my friends at Apex. What I was going to say is, we talked about the best account in Apex. As I told you, the 50,000 is the best account. I'm like a quarter of the way there in one day in terms of getting funded, right? Need 3,000. I'm at about 700 right now in my account, without really, just basically trading a couple of hours when I woke up today and a little bit on Asia. Just doing nothing but this, doing nothing but BFF scalps, just really clean ones. But I'm doing it S&P only because that's my favorite trade. So I was, look at this, there's more EVs than I thought. There is 14% of you are driving EVs. Must be all Europeans. You're either Europeans or Californians, right? Fernando Naguera is asking me, do I still have days where I cannot control my emotions? Fewer and fewer. I told you, like, one of the coolest things no, I thought it was a double red. It's not a double red. You see that little green triangle in between the two reds? That's basically keeping me from making the trade to the downside. I think this trade actually would work. And it's that green triangle is definitely problematic. Well, it obviously has to stay red. But I'm going to pass up on the trade as far as it goes. The other thing is that, the other thing that's a little bit difficult, this is the beginning of the day, right, is everything is interpretive. Like, the key thing I want everybody to understand is that all indicators are tools. They are not intelligence. So you're asking me about, do I lose my shit anymore? I've actually stopped losing it because I started reading this book about how intelligence, really, really fascinating book. What is the name of it again? I showed it to you guys. What was the, I keep forgetting the name of the book. It's History of Intelligence. History of Intelligence. Really, really brilliant about how intelligence was born in nature, how we are basically one step away from an earthworm in terms of how we work. The primary scientific insight is that all brains. So an amoeba or a starfish or like radial animals, things that are animals, but are stationary, don't have brains. Only animals that are ambulatory, that move, have brains. And the reason the brains developed was for hunting food. But if you think about like what hunting is in a purely abstract sense, that's what we do all day long. We hunt resources, whether it be in the market, in our jobs and everywhere else. It's all like all of our organic life as animals is to hunt for resources to survive and procreate. That's really like what everything is in evolution. So once you kind of understand that, you begin to understand that emotions were just there to warn you of danger or entice you for reward. Like, for example, dopamine that everybody thinks is a pleasure drug is actually not a pleasure drug. Dopamine is a reward drug. When you see a pattern that's supposed to reward you, it's telling you that you want to take that pattern. And we're doing nothing but pattern hunting. We're no different from a tiger on the African safari looking for a pattern to find our prey, or a prey that's looking for a pattern to evade the tiger. So we're looking for danger points and extraction points. So once you sort of understand all of these things, it really, really mitigates your desire to lose your shit all the time. Like if I lose it, you see me, I lost a trade, I could give a flying fuck. I'll take another one and I'll make it back. I think that's helpful in terms of doing it. Where I still do go off the rails is not when my bad trades go bad. And this is something I bet a lot of you people do still, is when I screw up execution. So like what I was going to say is, how like sometimes you'll take a trade that looks like a triangle. I'll give you a real life example of this. Okay, let me show you where I definitely lost my shit a little bit here today. Okay, let me show you the executions. Okay, this is a good example. So like in this particular little sequence over here, right? You don't see, yeah, okay, this is what happened. So I thought I had a green triangle over here, black to green, I was going to get long, right? But at the very last second, that candle turned red. It did not give me a green triangle. So, but I was already in the trade. I committed myself. I stayed in the trade. I should have just. This is my weakest behavioral fault, and I'm trying to really work on it. If you are in a trade that is not a signal, you have only one thing to do, which is get out. But I didn't. I was like, it's close enough. Maybe it's going to work. But that, of course, is the start of a bad cycle, because then it didn't work. I went again, didn't work, and then I had to, and I finally, reversed it, and it did work. But it was not my proudest moment today. It was definitely a big mistake. On the other hand, when I had a clean double tap over here, that was a nice clean trade that totally worked really, really nicely. So the biggest problem is when you screw up. Oh, no, that's not a setup. Sorry, again. This is a red, but we have a green in between. So much as I really want to, I could take it. This is a red in the S&P, which I am going to take. So market. Now, this is a problematic red. I'm taking it just kind of to show you that that it's worth a trade. But if you look at the chart carefully, and I'm probably going to eat this trade. If you look at this chart carefully, right? This is not a second red. This is like the fourth red. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only because this is the second red at the beginning of what do you call it? At the beginning of U.S. session that I'm kind of taking it. But you're seeing like it's sort of come on, see if it's going to work for me. But it's it's a problematic trade. Like if I was really, really honest with myself and disciplined with my rules, I shouldn't have taken this trade. And I'm probably going to pay a little bit of price maybe for this. The only reason I'm taking it is because it's kind of the second red at the beginning of the of pit open, but not within the cycle. Let's see if this works. Come on. Nope, it's running away from me. No, it's not going to work. Okay. I got a little bit lucky. That did work on a continuity trade. But you see, my point is there are clearly wrong trades. There are clearly correct trades. Clearly right. No. Clearly wrong trades, clearly right trades, and kind of in between trades, right? When you're clearly wrong, you should just get the fuck out. When you're clearly right, you should stay in the trade. When you're in between, that's in a perfect world, you should not be doing those trades. But we have a limited amount of time. I want to show you the setups. I want to show you the indicator and its signaling capabilities. And it's kind of like, okay, this is it's maybe 80% correct, not 100% correct. I'll take the trade because it's the beginning of the day. The important part is 100% correct trade can be a loser, and 100% wrong trade can be a winner, right? And you need to sort of accept that fact right up front. That's where a lot of people get completely, messed up. They're like, oh, look, I took a wrong trade and it worked. Or look, I took a trade you told me to take because the indicator was there. It was the perfect trade and it didn't work. Yes, exactly. You should be glad, because in the end, when you're taking multiple trades, you're doing 10, 20, 30 trades, after 100 trades, you will see that the correct trades win, the incorrect trades lose, and the difference between you winning and losing in the long run is you staying to those right trades, not winning on each individual trade, but you staying to those right trades. You staying to the process. Double red in Nasdaq possible. Watching it right now. Watching it. 18 seconds left. This is a legitimate, correct, right trade. So let's see if that works out. 10, 11 seconds left. We're watching Nasdaq. 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 10, 11 secon All right, selling. Let's see if this works or if it retraces. Again, I'm using 510, so I'm very vulnerable to a retrace here in Nasdaq. Remember, I hate Nasdaq. If you're using 1020, you definitely have more room. And I got done. So I survived. The whole essence of my trade is if I can survive the retrace, I generally will get done. That's sort of like how I play it. So good job. We made Nasdaq. This was a legit 100% good trade. Maybe that's what I should do. I read this great book on Bayesian algorithm, which is literally how we all live life internally. Which is all basically about how you assess your chance of odds on any given action. Like, are you 50% confident, 80% confident, 70% confident? So I think maybe helpful if ahead of time I say to you, oh, I'm 100% confident. Doesn't mean it's going to be 100% accurate, but I'm 100% confident that this is a good setup versus, something like maybe this was a 70% confidence. This way we'll give you a good idea whether it's a quality setup or a non-quality setup. Somebody's asking me what's better, Arithmetic or Trade of 8? Trade of 8, my friend. Trade of 8, not even a question. I'm trading Trade of 8 through TradingView. You can see how much faster it is. Rhythmic or Ninja Trader, absolutely, if you have some algorithmic trades, is really, really good. And if you have some tools that you can create for Ninja Trader, it's pretty good. But remember, I think it's a unwieldy. This is a browser-based trade, right? It couldn't be simpler. And I'm just a big believer in keeping everything super simple in terms of trading off the charts. Just watching gold out of the corner of my eye. Gold just went negative bid, meaning it's now negative trend. So we'll see if it starts to formulate any possible setup for us. But again, just to kind of let you see, let's mark this. This is a 1, 2 red setup. That's why it worked, right? 1, 2 red setup, right? Now we have a third red setup. Is that a great trade? No. That's like a 70% quality trade instead of 100% quality trade. Is it worthwhile taking? Maybe. It's up to you. But as it goes beyond 2, the confidence decreases because it gets more and more oversold or more and more overbought. That's really all it is. If you guys start thinking in those terms, really helps you to focus on things. So Fernando's talking about on this Nasdaq short, I passed my 50K. Oh, look at that. My man, Enzo, look at that. He said, "Why? You know what? Good for you. We'll take the passing. Just don't do that on the regular." Enzo says that on that short trade that I did with you guys, he just passed his Apex prop test. What a nice thing to have happen. So cool, right in the middle of our life. Nothing I love more than that. Yeah, let me give you the Apex codes so you guys can get more accounts. So, Fernando, first of all, Fernando, are you trading prop or are you trading your personal money? Because I'll tell you this, if you're having emotional problems, if you're having problems of control, it is so much better to trade on prop, right? I've probably have blown up like 5 or 6 accounts in the last month on prop. I've also passed 5 or 6 accounts too, but that's like 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, $100, whatever the fuck it was that I blew up, versus 5,000, 10,000 in terms of real money. It's not even comparable in terms of the ability for you to get your emotions under control with much, much lower cost of entry, right? So that's really, really important. That's why I always say to you, when Apex is discounting, it's great to just harvest, inventory all those accounts, and have them, if nothing else, just for practice, But the other thing I was going to say that, we had an insight yesterday, which really, by the way, actually helped me with my own prop trading. I'm trading my own account now, 50,000 in addition to these 250,000s, is you have to find the thing that you like the most, right? Like you may be a person who has like no emotional attachment to any instrument, right? But very many of us have huge appreciation for one instrument and huge distaste for other. So like I despise Nasdaq, but there are like Karen and Catherine in my room all love Nasdaq. You know, there's a couple of other people. They love Nasdaq. They hate the S&P. Like nobody can trade the S&P. So, and I was saying it's like, you know, it's like treating your children, you know, like when you have a favorite child and if you get stopped out on the S&P, I'm like, oh, it's okay. No, don't worry, baby. You know, everybody makes mistakes. You can always come back. You know, here's another candy bar. You know, good boy, go play in the yard, right? Like I treat my losses in the S&P with that kind of very, very casual forgiveness. And then with Nasdaq, I'm like, fuck you, die, you piece of shit. I hope you never come back. You know, and I just a rant and rave against, you know, like a non-favorite child that you might do. Although I don't do that to my children, but the point being is you get the idea. And once you sort of understand, you know, your own personal reaction to how you react to the bad things that are happening, then the easiest thing to do is just to simply navigate yourself towards those instruments that you like, because you're going to be a lot more forgiving on yourself, forgiving on the account, and therefore much more effective in being able to trade it. Every account I've ever blown in my life has been on Nasdaq. Okay, that's how much I fucking hate that instrument. But you know, it's fine. Once you realize that, you can really help yourself from blowing up, Fernando. I got a double. We have a single black coming up in Nasdaq. You know, markets are just twiddling their thumbs. Oh, how did the PMI come out? Let's take a look at the PMIs. What did the PMI do? Pretty much in line, 47.8. Composite was a little bit better. Economy is doing pretty well. Economy is doing okay. So, you know, we're muddling along. Nothing really extraordinary. We don't have any extreme highs, extreme lows. I do think that actually, if there's a policy error here from a macro point of view, the policy error would be that inflation comes back. I still see inflationary pressures everywhere I go, including my wife's birthday dinner yesterday, which was very inflationary, but well worth it. So watching everything, there's nothing going on in gold. Gold is just, you know, twiddling its thumbs. NAS and S&P are putzing around. I want to talk to you, like, you know, while we have time, this is my last session with you guys for a week, and I really want to talk to you about why I do scalping, why I love scalping. And, you know, you can take it with a grain of salt. You can, you know, think I'm full of shit, but there's a genuine value, in my opinion, in scalping for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, there is no way, I challenge anybody who watches other live feeds or anything else, where the level of accuracy that I achieve with my trading can be replicated by all these other guys. I mean, all these other guys, all the guys on YouTube who are live trading, they're full of. I'm watching their feeds. They literally do one trade. They literally talk for 3 hours, play music, twiddle their thumbs. You know, I don't know, pick their noses, do something else. Without actually trading, right? They do one tiny little trade. Oh, look, you know, I replicated this trade 1,000 times. Now I made $1 million on my one tick profit, which is, you know, complete bullshit. That's really not how real life and real trading should work. But even the guys who are putting on trades, I challenge you to find anybody who's got an accuracy level better than mine. And it's not that I'm so accurate. It's that what I do is I scalp, right? And why I like scalping is because if it's done right, you're in a 70 to 85% zone of winning, right? And the perfect analogy to that is I can predict the weather in the next minute with almost 100% confidence, but I cannot predict the weather in the next hour, in the next day, in the next week with any degree of confidence, right? So the markets are a chaotic system, just like the weather. It's a million agents acting on their own impulses, sometimes in random, sometimes in non-random fashion, but the results generally tend to be utterly unpredictable. on a longer term time scale because of the various confluences that come in all the time. It's extraordinarily difficult to predict longer term trends unless you go super long term, like like Buffett does and everything else. So it's very hard, in my opinion. There are people who I'm sure have methodologies that are completely different, but it's hard in my opinion. If you want to predict the weather, you want to do it next minute forward, which is what scalping is all about, right? And I want to be in that 70 to 85% zone because what that does is it's small, it's a lot of work. You do have to focus on the chart. BFF stands for be fucking focused or be freaking focused, but the payoff is that you have strong, consistent growth in P&L, right? You guys have been with me over and over again. You see how every single session we walk away with something. Sometimes it's $200, sometimes it's $500, sometimes it can be even as much as $700. Very rarely, and mainly, and this is the few times that I've had blow-ups have been because I have not followed the setup, right? I've gone on tilt. I'm like, oh fuck it, let's just go up, let's just go long, let's just pick bottoms, let's just pick tops, let's just screw around. Very rarely is the market regime so unpredictable that I can't harness that small scalp out of the market with pretty good predictors. So that's why I like scalping. It's it has lots of detractions about it, not the least of which is it's small money all the time, but it's very accurate money. That's the trade-off. You can try to go for big money and be wildly inaccurate and hopefully lucky, or you can go for small money and be deadly accurate and remove as much luck as possible out of the process. But you have to substitute luck. You have to substitute work for luck. That's really the trade-offs that you see in all of this, right? Rich saying you don't see the black chart. Yeah, you don't see the black because you notice I have the double indicator, the same indicator on twice. In the first mode, it's in continuity mode, right? The second indicator is in reversal mode. When you do that and you put the reversal mode on, you'll see the black triangles. You'll see both the green and the black triangles. You have to go to them in double modes, okay? So wait, so I'm going to say I do have indicator on twice and is reversal and the other is continuity. Oh, the only other reason, Richard, is do you have dark mode on? If you have dark mode on, it's a black triangle. It's not going to show up. Okay, turn off your dark mode. I think I'm going to have to, because so many people like dark mode and I don't. This is just my own fault. I think in the next version, I'm going to make the reversal triangles purple. It's going to be kind of ugly, but I think purple is visible on dark mode. I'm trying to find let's we can do a poll. Let's do a poll. Here we go. And poll. Let's do what color. This is a very important poll. Everybody participate in this poll. What color should reversal triangle be? Of course, I misspelled triangle. Right? Triangle B. Okay. Well, first one will be purple. Second one will be orange. And I don't know what else. What's another good one? Purple, orange, gray would be not workable. Oh, I have a double black sitting up on both. Oh, let's go. Buy market in S&P and gun. See, now this is okay. So sorry, I got distracted, but I want to tell you. So in the book on intelligence, right, it talks about how the human mind develops patterns. Patterns, again, are there to help you hunt and to protect you from being hunted, right? So if you see a certain pattern on the safari that looks, that beforehand worked as far as you catching prey, you do that pattern. Like a tiger does that pattern. He sees a certain shape, he sees certain animal, so on and so forth. And similarly, if a certain animal sees how the landscape is shifting and how there is dust in the air because the tigers are moving through the air or elephants are running or whatever it is that tells them the prior time that was a danger pattern, They remember that. So the key thing about this is that once you've internalized the pattern and you become really, really good at it, the whole point of survival is that you instantaneously execute that pattern. You don't think twice. That's why, when they teach people how to shoot guns or, whatever, fighting and stuff like that, when you're fighting in martial arts or you're bodyguard fighting or whatever the fuck it is, it has to be instant. You can't think through, I'm doing step 1, step 2, step 3, right? So I just wanted to show you. You see, I did not hesitate. This was 100% confidence pattern. S&P is my baby to go. I pressed the button. I mean, it doesn't always go that fast, but that's how fast it can go. That's what I want you guys to be when you're comfortable with the setup. You can make it your own pattern. You could decide, Boris has got interesting ideas, but I'm gonna interpret this differently. There are guys in my room who will buy a fuck ton of this right now and just literally hold the position with the low of the day and just trail it up and trail it up and trail it up. And they'll make 10 times the amount of money that I will, because that's their pattern. That's fine. Make it your own. But it needs to be something that you don't think about. It needs to be so internalized that it's an instinct, not a pattern. And if you have that kind of confidence, just go act it. That's, I just wanted to show you, why and how this thing works. And scalping is all about, quick hunting, right? Grab a little bit, walk away. Anyways, back to the triangles, back to the very important triangles. Purple, orange. What's another color that I want to, blue. All right. You guys, so this should be visible on both dark and light. Give me you decide what the reversal colors will be. If you give me whoever, majority wins on this, I will make them, no matter how garish they look, I will make them that way so you guys can see it. But that's the reversal color, all right? Karen, Karen, I thought it was our choice in setting, but I couldn't find it. Like maybe, like if I go, let me see if I'm doing this wrong. I was looking for the color in the setting. So if I go into, is it style, right? If I go in style and I go to reversal by black triangle, right? And I click on this, all it does is it shows me the shape. It doesn't show me the color. Like I can't find the color. It shows me where it's going to be and, whether up, above or below. But that's it. I couldn't find the color function in here. So that's why I'm saying we might have to hard code this. Enzo says yellow is really disgusting. Yellow looks great on the dark mode, but it looks like pee-pee yellow on light mode. So it needs to be something a little bit more substantial. Anyways, double black, and then now we're staying pat. There's nothing going on here. But we may get a black to red, right? So if this thing gives me a red triangle, that's a black to red. Where underneath the trend, that's a legitimate sell signal. Off charts, gold goes negative bid, first red triangle in gold. So I'm just kind of watching gold out of the corner of my eye. If it gives me a second red triangle, I will we'll try to short that. Watching both Nasdaq and S&P, nothing really going on over here. It's very, one step forward, 2 steps backwards kind of a thing. Looks like purple is pulling ahead. Purple is not bad. I kind of I don't have a problem with purple. We're gonna let that'll be the final poll of the day today, and we'll let that play out. All right, let me give you the apex chart, and let me give you the Think Capital chart for those of you who want to do CFDs. What else you want? What other links you want? People wanted to try out the BFF. It's under. If you want to try it out, you can do a 1 month thing. Okay, red triangle Red triangle. Let's get sell. Right, short. This is a black to red. Let's see if that works. Maybe not. We'll see. Oops. I jumped a little too fast. No, not gonna do it. Retrace me out on this trade. So that's fine. We will. So here's where it gets going to get a little bit more fun. Now, I'm going to show you how I'm going to repair this trade. Right. So this is a little bit more advanced techniques of like, okay, it's a 100-200 trade. The next trade I'm going to do is 200-400 to just basically wash away the losses on this one. And if it sets up, now I have to, obviously I have to have a setup. But the next clean setup that I have, so it's either got to be a double black or a black to red. Again, I will, or a double red. If I get a double red here, if I get a red, green move, another red, I'll trade it again. This was, again, understand that I'm using super tight stops. So I'm always going to be vulnerable to a retrace. If I was a 2-4, which is the suggested recommended manufacturer suggested retail price, you would have survived this retrace and you would have still been in the trade. You probably you would have made money on the trade, which is fine. This is my own way of trading. It doesn't have to be yours. I'm just showing you what I do. But I'm comfortable doing this versus doing two. Yes, ODP is going to be, as long as you register for the ODP webinar, everybody's going to get the recording. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, what time is it? 10:10? Not much going on over here. Did we trade this? I already forgot. I thought I did trade this. Let me. Oh yeah, we did. I was like, I know I did this trade. I wanted to make sure that I had it on here. Yes, trading labels. Okay, cool. Yes. All right, just watching the markets here. This would have been had I instead of me talking, walking and chewing gum at the same time, I would have done a double trade. So this was double black over here, double black over here. Would have been a double trade. I could only pull off one trigger on the thing. To be honest with you, Tradeovate has some. Tradeovate has some. Oops, sorry. Programming functionality to it, and I'm going to be curious to see if somebody could write me the code where I press the button and the trade doesn't get executed. It waits until the candle is green or red on the close and then executes, because what that would allow us to do is would allow us to preset order entry positions using BFF on more than one instrument. So I could preset S&P 20, 30 seconds ahead of time. Same with Nasdaq. And if it were, if it completes, if it's a green candle or a flat candle, boom, it trades. If it's a non-compliant candle, it doesn't. So you don't have any. It doesn't take you into a trade unless it's a legitimate trade. But this way you can program it so it can take you into two trades at once. Which would be really, really nice. I'm watching gold. There's nothing going on in gold. Gold has only got one red triangle against me. It's negative bid, very, very quiet, 47.7. I'm watching out of the corner of my eye. I'm watching NAS as well right now. This is a painful little trade. What was the close here? 49.75. What did I come in at? 49.20. Oh, I came in at a really, really crappy price. That's what it was. But what was the high here? 51.50. Yeah, it just clipped me out, and then it totally went down. All right, be that as it may. That was, fast execution against a super tight trade. I am perfectly happy living with a retrace stop out on a tight stop. We have a green, red, green, red, black sequence, which means that if I can get a red on the next sequence, that's a legitimate short. Or if I get a double black, that's a legitimate long. Peter is asking, he understands 2 consecutive greens, 2 consecutive reds. Do I need to, I guess the question, if I understand you, is once the trade is completed, what do I do next, right? So if you have 2 consecutive reds, you need a black to break them up in order to get 2 consecutive reds again. So if you have 2 consecutive, then 3 consecutive, then 4 consecutive, then 5 consecutive, you're not taking any of those trades. They're just part of the sequence. And the more reds you get, the lower the probability of success. So the black intercept or interrupt kind of is the pause that refreshes, that helps you reset the downward cycle, right? So that's one way of looking at it. And conversely, if you got 2 blacks, you need a red in between in order to reset a 2 black pattern, right? So you're always looking for a reset in between in order to reset, in order to trade the double tap pattern, the 2 consecutive moves. But you can also trade, which is what I'm doing, the continuity pattern, which is the black to red, right? So I have a black, this thing goes red again, I'm going to be short again, right? Hopefully it's not going to be as wild. I mean, this was a trade where we would have had the money, but we just got retraced out on it. And that happens, and on fast markets or just very, very tight stops that I have, you can be right in direction and wrong on execution. That's just the belly of the beast of how it works. But that's not the whole point is that if I'm doing 10 or 20 or 30 of these a day, it washes away in the overall scheme of things. As you can see, very well it does today, where I'm, really doing a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm setting myself up for no reds. See, look at that. Did not give me a signal, so no trades. Whether this works or doesn't matter. It's not a signal, so I'm not taking it. Does that answer your question, Peter? All right, let's see who's leading. Ooh, guys, the whole point of the poll was to show some preferences. You guys are pretty evenly divided. It's like it looks like the election poll. All right, purple still leading, very, very little. Oh no, orange and purple now both the same. All right, let's go. People vote. Everybody in the room. Your future depends on it, because the way we're gonna mark these triangles is going to matter. Just waiting to see if I have any setups here. So this is interesting. So now we're watching S&P holding the 850 bid. Data generally positive. Markets are net positive, but we're below the 200 SMA right now. Question is, are we gonna ramp up a rally back up, to the highs? Hard to say, but if we go red, if we go green again, that's probably going to give me a double black. Definitely worth trading for me. Market's super slow right now. Okay, awesome. I'm glad I was able to help Peter. So basic mathematics of how scalping works, in my opinion. If you're using a BFF during pit hours, which is, market open hours, we should generally expect up to 3 setups per hour, right? I think that's a reasonable expectation. And we should generally expect during pit hours to be like, 6-2, 5-1, right? 5-1 on a really good day. So 5-1 is +3, 6-2 is +2. Because remember, it's -2 +1, right? So for a couple of hours worth of work. That's on one instrument. But obviously, when you have 3 instruments, you should then, you generally have well, we can look at this. How many setups do we have here? 1, 2, 3. 3 in the S&P, 1 in Nasdaq, 1 in this. It's about 5, right? Yeah. Okay. So, and this is only really it's been about 45 minutes. So 5 setups between 3 instruments, 2 or 3 setups an hour per instrument. Let's just be conservative. 2 clean setups an hour per instrument. So you're trading 2 instruments. That's 4 an hour. You're doing it for 2 or 3 hours. You have possibility of 12 trades. If you're doing 12 trades, let's again degrade the numbers. So 12 trades, I'm going to be at a 6-2 ratio, which is at 12 trades, that's going to be 12-4, which means you're going to be net positive 4. That's how you make $400 consistently per day at $100, $200 trades. If you're doing it, that's me being pretty conservative. On the upside, if you flip 1 or 2 of those to the upside, if you flip 2 of those to the upside, you go from +400 to possibly +1,000 on the day. All while you're really, your worst drawdown is $500. You're really, really in control of your equity drawdown. So much more than if you're doing large size, 10 large on a trade where you're endangering $3,000-$4,000 worth of risk on the trade. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Alex is asking me, what do I recommend someone new to BK? What strategies, indicators should she focus on more? So all depends on whether you are more of a leisurely trader, in which case you may want to look at Cath. And first of all, do you like Forex? Do you like indices? That's the first question. Second question is, am I more of a leisurely trader or a fast-paced trader? If you like a little bit more leisurely planned stuff, then Kathy is your trade. If you like fast-paced scalp trades, then I'm your trade. If you are looking for a robot to manage, I'm going to be talking about that tonight. How you can kind of manage your robot and make it trade really interestingly. So it's like a lot of different ways you can make it happen. If you could also take what I do right now, and when you're in our Discord room, you'll see there's lots of people who completely ignore everything that I do. Will scalping work on the ASX 200? Probably not. You need a super liquid instrument. There's a reason why everybody in the world is trading S&P and Nasdaq, and they're not trading CAC Current, or they're trading FTSE, or they're even trading DAX. I mean, DAX would probably be the only non-US instrument that's viable for this. And it's, and even that is questionable because it has really wide spreads, but it does have lots of liquidity and movement. But no, there's no other instrument in the world that has the necessary volatility and liquidity that you need to trade. Did I see a double black there first, for an inkling of a second? Double black, 53 seconds left. Let's see if the S&P shows us a little bit of a bottoming out at around this 48.50 zone. I mean, let's see. I'm not holding my breath, but let's see. 36 seconds left. This has to stay green in order for us to take the signal. I'm actually surprised. I don't understand why this is giving me a signal, actually. Oh, no, I know why. Yeah. 12 seconds. See how it's just, the market is just totally, it's trading 45.50 net. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to wait till this candle closes if it does anything. Nope, no trade. Oh no, did it trade? Okay, let's do this. Buy. All right, I'm in at 75. I should have been in at 50. I was a little bit late on this buy, but I was very sleepy, lackadaisical market. Um, Very choppy, not really showing up. I didn't love the black because it was a lower black here, which is another thing that I didn't really like. And it looks like it might turn around. And if this turns around, I will go short this thing because it's a black to red trade. I'll be happy to turn myself around if this candle completes on a black to red sequence. But I'm gonna let it wait to the 16, 17 seconds left here on the trade. Okay, exit. I'm going the other way. I'm going the other way because the signal's changed, and I'm taking the signal the other way. And now my target is going to be 46. Huh. Wow. Really, really choppy market. Jesus. And no signals anywhere else. Oh, $50,000 account, only just one contract. I mean, two contracts. It's $100 trade, $100 trade, $200 stop. Wow, the market is just really, really, really dicking us around right now. Look at that. Wow, just a complete chopper right now. It's fine. So we got ourselves caught in a complete choppy mood. Happens. Very, very small size for me. So I'm easily going to go back here on larger size when it gives me better, cleaner signals and recapture the small loss that I just made. But there's nothing here to do. We just literally chopped up and down because the market was trying to decide which way it wants to go. It still hasn't decided. We've basically been like a 48 to 50 trade with very little direction as far as it goes. Yeah, a lot of stutter step stuff. As I say, I always say this to you guys: the 10 to 10:30 sometimes can be just look at this, just pure chop city. And as good as we are, chop city is going to get us one way or the other. Once we start getting trend, once we start getting extension one way or the other, up or down, we'll make all this back, like I always do. But today, we had really, really nice beginning of the day, and then just last few sequences just went into pure chop. So we'll let me see. I think I have 5-10 minutes to hang out with you guys. So if I can, I will try to see if we can repair this. I don't use Renko candles. No, John. I try not to use anything fancy. I try to, as you notice, everything I do is super simple because the simpler the pattern, the quicker you can react to it, the better you'll be. The more complexity you add, the more difficult it becomes. Watching Nasdaq out of the corner of my gold. Still, just to let you guys know, it's not that I'm not watching gold. There's just no signals. This is one red. We had a kind of a deep sell off in gold. that doesn't give us any signals. And then, you know, that was it. Oh, black to red in Nasdaq. 32 seconds left. Watching Nas. Short Nas, targeting 25. Done. See? Nas comes in, nice clean trade, boom. S&P, black to red finally now. 45 seconds left. But now the red goes away, so no signal. $25 seconds. If we're 46 and 50, 46.50 and below, it's going to stay as a signal. If it retraces back up, no. 8-9 seconds. 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, short 46. 40 short 46. Yeah, I'm short 46. Still, I was trying to be as good as I could, and it just retraced against me again a little bit. Target is going to be 45. Yeah. I'm paying the price today for my very, very tight stops. This is going to go down again, but I'm just, as I said, I'm using a 2-point stop, and it's just clipping me out. It is what it is. Sorry, guys. Today, I'm just my own risk control stopped me out, because if I was 4-2, this would have been plenty of time, and it's definitely going to come back down here. But I just clipped myself out on a very short stop. Yeah, that was a huge candle too. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I got to run. I will see everybody week after. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming in. Come over to my ODP webinar tonight. Remember, the rest of the days in front of us, there's plenty of money to be made. I'll see you guys later. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.